RPI, number 10, Shane Allison. At wide receiver, number 4, Hayden Faraday. Number 11, Anthony Meisner. And number 0, Gil Goldsmith. Starting running back, number 5, Christian Buckley. And at quarterback for the Engineers, number 19, Jake Kazanowski. The rest of the Engineers and their head coach, Ralph Iserny. The officials have called the captains to midfield for a coin toss. RPI won the coin toss and deferred their decision to the second half. Dean will receive the opening kickoff. RPI will kick off from the north end of the field. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor and respect our great country and the men and women who have served and continue to serve America, we ask you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem of the United States of America. Jared Elsie to kick off for the Engineers. opening kickoff through the end zone for a touchback. Dean will begin 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Engineers take over 1st and 10 at the Dean 18-yard line. Pass is complete to number 5, Christian Buckley. Gain of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. Tackled by number 40, Jefferson Monson. Gain of 7 on the play. 1st and goal, RPI at the Dean 4-yard line. Good. 13-19 remaining in the 1st quarter. The score, RPI 7, Dean 0. And number 4, Judge Mason, back deep to receive. Kick is through the end zone for a touchback. Dean takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25. Number 24, Fabian Robinson on the carry. Tackled by number 33. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Pass is complete.
Attaboy, Big J!
28-yard line. Back by number 49, Doug Haynes. They're down at 7. Cortez Garrett with the interception and a return of 16 yards, 17 yards to the RPI 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Engineers. His pass is incomplete, intended for number 4, Hayden Faraday. 2nd down and 10 from the 46. Number 21, Caden White on the carry. Tackled by Brandon Lane, number 27. Gain of 6 on the play. 3rd down and 4. Gain is to the Dean 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Engineers. Tackled by 27, Lane. Malachi Reeves on the tackle. 1st down, RPI at the Dean 24-yard line. Kaczynski on the carry. Tackled by number 40, Montessori. Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8. Carried by White. Tackles for a loss. Number 13, Malachi Reeves on the tackle. Loss is back to the 27-yard line. Third down and 13. Pass is complete to number 4, Hayden Faraday. Tackled by number 6, Drake Kidd. Gain is to the 12-yard line. First and 10 for the Engineers. Number 21, White on the carry. Inside the 10. Tackled by Brandon Lane. And number 13, Reeves. Gain is to the 8-yard line. Second and 6. White on the carry. Inside the 5-yard line. Number 13, Reeves on the tackle. Gain is to the 4. Third down and 2. Touchdown, RPI. 4-yard touchdown run by 21. Caden White. Elstein to attempt the point after. Kick is good. 7:09 remaining in the first quarter. The score, RPI 14 and Dean 0. you're looking at on the return to the 11-yard line. Number 8, John Connolly on the tackle, along with 38, Thomas Mulvaney. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Pass is complete to number 4, Mason. He's tackled by number 42, Diego Fernandez. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Number 22, Waymeyer on the carry. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 9 from the Dean 12-yard line. Hammock's pass incomplete. Intended for Waymeyer. 4th and 9 for Dean from their own 12-yard line. Back deep for the Engineers, number 1, Sterling Walker-Sutton. Punter is number 39, Aaron Fonseca. Two-yard punt, no return. RPI takes over 1st and 10 at the Dean 44-yard line. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 at the Dean 44-yard line. Carried by number 26, Damian Mings. Tackled by number 1, Liverman. Gain is to the 39-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Tackled by number 11, Ryan Tiggs. Gain is to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, RPI. against the Engineers moves the ball back to the 35-yard line. First down and 15. Gain of 12 on the play. Third down and 3. Correction, second down.
I'll be watching it. Oh, what time should we leave? Yeah, the Colts are here.
Tackled by Liverman. Gain is to the 16-yard line. First and 10, RPI. Pass is incomplete in the end zone. Broken up by number 11, Ryan Tiggs. Second down and 10. Main on a carry inside the 10-yard line.
I would say the RPI TV.
Gain of 6. Third down and 4. And a reminder, Ben & Jerry's is located inside the Student Union. Don't forget, stop by, grab your favorite flavor. From cow to cone, enjoy your scoop today. Ben & Jerry's, proud to support RPI Athletics. Number 4 on the return, Jordan Mason. Flag on the play.
And Mason ran across the field, and he was out around the 16-yard line, but two flags out here, and I've got to think they're both going, well, at least one is going against Dean. So it looks like both officials called the same penalty. And look, Dean was trying something here. They had basically a terrible first quarter for them.
Holding call against Dean.
Taking the kick at a
Moves the ball back to the 5-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
direction of the play goes to the other side of the field, but RPI ran it all the way, and there was just no room to run for Mason. And you compound that with the penalty at the end of the play, and the attempt really backfired for Dean. They're going to be back at their own 5 to start this drive. Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 5 for Dean. They're going to go to the ground, going right, and that's maybe going to get them a yard. Maybe. That was Donaldson.
Ball carried by number 24, Donaldson. It's a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9.
Or is it Waymire? They've got a new quarterback in there now, Isaac Cisneros. They've been playing 3 quarterbacks through the start of the season. Cisneros now in for Hammond. And they'll stay on the ground once more, and that's going to get...
22, Waymire on the carry.
Okay, that's Waymire on the run. As we mentioned at the top, Andrew Cisco
Tackled by
had their start
33, D'Agostino.
3 games. We don't know if he was injured in the last
It's a gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 8.
chart for the Bulldogs today. It was Hammond for the first 3 possessions, and this time the new quarterback is Isaac Cisneros. So Cisneros is out there looking at a 3rd down and about 8 from his end zone throws. That is complete to Mason, and Mason will not get the first down.
Pass is complete to Jordan Mason
D'Agostino short of the first down at about the 13-yard line.
from quarterback Isaac Cisneros.
They had the screen set up.
Gain is to the 14-yard line.
14, so it'll be 4th and
4th down and 1.
it looks like they're going to let the clock run out at the end of the first quarter here before we see any kind of decision on punting or not. That is a wise choice to let the quarter run out and talk about it. So that's it. 1 quarter is in the books here in Troy. RPI
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, RPI 21 and Dean 0.
as you might expect, with the score 21-0, everything going RPI's way. In fact, look at the first category.
RPI Football would like to thank the following sponsors: Moe's, BSN Sports, the Hilton Garden Inn, Troy, Rensselaer Honda, Pattison Sampson, Ginsberg and Griffin Law Firm, Rensselaer Alumni Association, the Recovery Sports Grill, Bone and Joint Center, Repeat Business Systems, Yankee Trails, Rensselaer Dining Services, CDPHP, Pepsi, Ryan's Wake, Gatherers Granola, Manneries, and Ted's Fish Fry. All proud sponsors of RPI Athletics.
Turnovers early on for Dean that led to 2 RPI touchdowns on the second play from scrimmage. A botched snap to the quarterback.
Number 39, Aaron Fonseca, in the punt for Dean. Number 1, Sterling Walker Sutton, back deep for the Engineers.
I did, but then I also didn't make you tell me.
Yard punt, 13-yard return by Walker Sutton. Engineers take over 1st and 10 at the Dean 38-yard line.
I think they took
27 Brandon Lane. Gain of 16 on the play. First and 10 for RPI at the Dean 22-yard line. Tackled by number 40, Jefferson Mondesir. Gain of 21 on the play. First and goal, RPI at the Bulldogs' 1-yard line. Flag on the play. Against Dean is declined. A 1-yard touchdown run for number 21, Caden White. Point after kick is good. 13:39 remaining in the first half. Score RPI 28-0. Ball is returned by number 1, Andrew Lieberman. Return of 10 yards on the play. First and 10 Dean at their own 23-yard line. to number 8, Mohale Mitchell. Tackled by number 5, Cassius Johnson. Gain is to the 20-yard line. Third down and 13. Tackled by number 9, Mark Lapioli. Loss of 1 on the play, 4th and 14. Walker Sutton back deep for the Engineers. Punt is out of bounds at the RPI 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Engineers. To number 11, Anthony Meisner. Point after kick is good. On the return. Return of 8 yards on the play. Dean takes over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Number 22, Waymeyer on the carry. tackle by Sickard. Gain of 1. Second down and 9. Hammond on the carry. Driven out of bounds by number 11, C.J. Shoemaker. Loss of 1 on the play. Third down and 10. From the Dean 19-yard line. Pass is complete to number 0, Tyrese Smith. Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Fourth down and 3. Aaron Francesca back to punt. Number 1 for RPI, Walker Sutton back deep. Four-yard punt, 5-yard return by Walker Sutton. RPI takes over first and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Ben Costa on the tackle for the Bulldogs. Ball carried by Encarnacion. Gain of 3 on the play. Second down at 7. Touchdown, RPI. A 52-yard touchdown run for number 5, Christian Buckley. Point after kick is good. This afternoon at Houston Fieldhouse, RPI women's hockey began the season. The final in overtime, it was RIT 1, RPI 1. RPI women's hockey will take on RIT again tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. at the Fieldhouse. Come on out and support your engineers. returned by number 1, Andrew Lieberman. Return is to the 10-yard line. Dean will take over first and 10. Pass is incomplete, intended for number 4, Jordan Mason. Is complete to Dyree Smith to the 14-yard line. Third down and 6. Timeout, Dean. Ball carried by number 3, Hammond. Gain is to the 19. 4th and 1. Ball carried by 22, Waymeyer. Tackled by number 6, Cortez Garrett. Gain is to the 20 and a first down for the Bulldogs at their own 20-yard line. through Waymeyer on the carry. Tackled by number 33, Anthony D'Agostino. It's a loss of 3 on the play, second down and 13. Pass is incomplete, intended for number 4, Jordan Mesa. Third down and 13. Manitoba also in on the tackle for the Engineers. Fourth down and 3 from the 17-yard line. Walker Sutton back deep for the Engineers. Aaron Fonseca to punt for Dean. Punt is out of bounds at the RPI 49-yard line. First and 10 for the Engineers. Number 26, Damian Ming on the carry. To the 43-yard line of Dean. 8-yard gain, second down and 2. Carry, tackled for a loss by number 9, Joe Penton. Loss is back to the 46-yard line. Third down and 5. Justin McCormick is complete to number 1, Sterling Walker Sutton. Gain is to the 24-yard line, first and 10. McCormick's pass is incomplete, intended for Faraday, broken up by number 1, Liberman. Second down and 10. 26, Kevin Smith Jr. Game is to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Engineers. Touchdown, RPI. Yard touchdown run by number 12, Justin McCormick. Point after kick is good. Juan Lieberman on the return. Yard return, 1st and 10, Dean at their own 26-yard line. Tackled by number 28, Jeremiah Willow. Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9. Pass is complete to Fontavian Donaldson. Tackled by 58, Ethan Spees. Gain to the 31-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Carried by 24, Donaldson. Tackled by Lapioli. And number 22, Jack Shoemaker. 4th and 2 at the Bulldogs' 34-yard line. Pass is incomplete, intended for Mason. RPI's Heldon will take over on downs, 1st and 10. At the Dean Bulldogs' 34-yard line. Faraday is complete to the 27-yard line. Second down and 3. Pass is complete to number 8, Paisley Nicholson. Timeout RPI. Gain is to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal.
Yeah, we're going to take it.
Pass is complete to number 87, Jimmy McGoey, to the 1-yard line.
That's such a touchdown.
Timeout RPI.
I feel like that has to be.
Touchdown run by number 15, Anthony DiMatteo. after is good. That's the end of the first half with the score. RPI 56, Team 0. Please welcome the RPI dance team. Let's have another round of applause for the RPI dance team. Direct your attention to midfield area at the 30-yard line. And please welcome Nick Longchamp, as he'll attempt to win a lease on a 2023 Honda for an entire year by kicking the ball through the uprights. Let's give him a round of applause, give him a little inspiration. Just miss. Let's have a round of applause for Nick Longchamp. And look at that beautiful Honda at the north end of the field by the scoreboard. Drive away in one today or come see any of Honda's amazing automobiles just a mile east of ECAV Stadium at Rensselaer Honda, 770 Hoosick Road, Troy, or visit online at getahonda.net. Come experience why Rensselaer Honda is simply better. Please welcome the RPI cheerleaders. RPI cheerleaders.
Don't even try. Don't even make that
Let's welcome the RPI Pep Band.
Yeah, you should roll up the Let's go. You need to give him like a little like cheat sheet.
Ryan's Wake is proud to support RPI Athletics. Head downtown after the game and check out the pub kitchen at Ryan's Wake. A reminder that your support of Let's Go Red funds ensure that current and future generations of students continue to receive the opportunity to balance the rigors of academics with collegiate athletics. Learn more about how you can help our men's and women's athletic teams directly at giving.rpi.edu/letsgored.
When I was in like elementary school, middle school, we had like 10 straight seasons. And then we won one when I was in middle school, and I remember like it was insane. It was like our first time winning a game in like a decade.
A quarterback. Oh yeah, actually. Well, apparently, my mom told me that my sister should have made it. Something like that. Like, she made like blood deal.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. I heard that like when he was doing his
I forgot what it
they were
was.
talking about it.
Yeah,
Wait, but you weren't a quarterback, were you?
even on set.
Were you the only one that wasn't a quarterback?
So like, I bet.
We just ruined the series.
Also, her mother, all these favorite stuff is like.
Why did you like choose to not be a quarterback?
Well, like. Well, they were like.
Be in the newspaper for like loving the children.
Yo, the place was right I might say it.
You guys stay on right?
Bro, I might just go off because
I'm gonna head back home.
Maybe Dino McKinney.
He's not gonna make a comeback.
I swear. At some point.
If Dean makes a comeback on this, I don't know. I'll let you.
Yeah, he's got a big back. Yo. Did you see the big plan?
That's BT plan?
Yes.
I have not.
Well, he was telling me that. He was telling me about it.
It's great.
My phone is at 5%, so he's never done walk PT videos, but
That already happened with Mark.
yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Why it's so difficult? Because this is
Tyson!
No way, hold on. I need to keep doing this. Midshipman will start at the brisker or the track. Brisker, jog. I fucking love this PTI. What do you care?
As you 366, Dean just 24. Engineers, that includes 204 on the ground. We figured they would try to really work the ground game today and establish that, not just for today, but down the line as well. Looking at some of the leaders in terms of rushing yards, RPI led by Caden White with 75. Christian Buckley has 56. Damian Ming has 36. Over on the Dean side, their leading rusher is Fontavian Donaldson with 5 yards. In terms of receptions, Engineers 2 catches apiece for Hayden Faraday and Jimmy McGoey. They lead in catches. In terms of yards, Anthony Meisner 1 catch for 67 yards. That was a touchdown play. That's also the longest play from scrimmage this year for the Engineers. For Dean, their leading receiver, and the leading receiver catch-wise through this game is Jordan Mason. He has 4 catches, although they've only gone for 7 yards. In terms of tackles, over on the RPI side, Mark Lapioli with 6, Anthony D'Agostino with 6 as well. Nate Sicard has 4 tackles and 1 sack. Over on the Dean side, their defensive backs leading the way, Brandon Lane with 8, and Andrew Liverman with 7 tackles to end the first half.
RPI will get the ball to start out this second half. This is actually the first time Dean is kicking off today.
Engineers have used
first 3 quarterbacks in the depth chart here in the first half. It'll be interesting to see how they start the second half. For me, I think it'd be a surprise if Kazanowski, the starter, comes out to start the second half, but maybe he does a series. I don't know.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, why risk getting hurt?
Kickoff goes through about the 14-yard line, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to the 40.
And there's a fumble.
There was a fumble.
At the very
right.
end. But I think
right.
RPI has it. I think it was Ming, who's been playing a lot of time at running back. Damian Ming, who was in on the kickoff team, who covered the football, the fumble there at about the RPI 39.
So RPI has it at their own 39 to start out this second half.
And it looks like it's going to be Clyde Davis Jr. as the quarterback, I believe.
Well, we've got a number 2 out there. Run's going to go to the left. We'll have to figure out who's got the ball. That is Davis in at QB.
So a lot of engineers now coming in the second half to play. Clyde Davis in at quarterback. He's their 4th quarterback of the night. There's an injury on the Dean side. A stoppage of play.
So Aarons was on the run. I believe that's his first time out there. That's a gain of 3. Aarons going to the left on the run. Injured player for Dean. So as Yancey said, that's why we have play stop. 14:37 to go here, third quarter. RPI 56. Dean nothing.
A defensive back, Isaac Dorlian, holding his ankle. There's trainers attending him on the near side. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of new numbers, I believe, for the Engineers here in the second half. Looking at some of the players out there. Josh Aarons, as you mentioned, a running back, number 29, 5'8", out of Fort Edward, New York. Looks as though he's in as the feature back with Davis as the quarterback. Prior to this game, Aarons just had 2 carries for 6 yards on the season, so he might get a lot of extensive work here in the second half.
So Isaac Dorlian is helped off the field, and we will be back to action here at the East Campus Stadium. It's getting pretty dark. Lights are on. It's bright out on the field. Nice lighting system here. As low snap, Davis picks it up, tries to run forward. The defense is just going to be all over him, and he's swarmed down. His forward progress has him at the 40-yard line, and RPI will be looking at a 3rd and almost 10.
And the snap was down around the ankles. Just kind of grabbed it and ran for his life. Noah Pearson, number 99, among a couple of Bulldogs in on the tackle.
So 3rd and let's call it 10-ish. Davis takes the snap. He's got time, throws, and that is complete. And that'll be a first down to Nicholson at the 45-yard line. And RPI will move the chains. It'll be at the 44 of Dean for RPI. 1st and 10, 13:40 to go here, third quarter. RPI leading 56-0. So RPI going deep into the roster at this point. Nicholson was actually on the 2 deep. Pitch goes to Encarnacion. Encarnacion's going to go to the right, head up field, crosses the 40, and he's down to the 39 for a gain of 5.
Pitch, but actually a pitch forward there for Davis, so that might go as his first completed pass since it was a forward toss.
Gain is to the 39-yard line.
Now inside the Dean 40. Our Engineers moving from right to left, south to north, if you're familiar with the layout of the stadium.
RPI with a 2nd and 5 at the 39 of Dean. Single wideouts each side. A lot of people bunched up towards the line. Handoff. Aarons is going to take it. Aarons is going to get pushed forward. He's going to fall down at the 35-yard line, and that'll be a yard short of the first down.
Joshua Aarons on the carry. Smith, 26 on the tackle. 3rd down and 1.
RPI looking at a 3rd and 1. I never gave the RPI offense the starters at the start of the game. They're all gone, but I should still name them, so I will get it when I get a chance. I will. Aarons takes the handoff on third down. He's easily got the first down as he cuts upfield, gets inside the 30. He's down to the 28, and RPI moves the chain. So this was RPI's starting offense. Jay Kasagnowski at quarterback. Christian Buckley was the running back. Wide receivers were Hayden Faraday, Anthony Meissner, and Gil Goldsmith. The tight end was Shane Allison, Danny Beckenhuis, Nicholas Cerulli, Xavier Gutayan, JT Morello, and Aiden Montero were the offense. But a lot of them are not in the game anymore. First and 10, RPI at the Dean 28. RPI up 56-0. This is a keeper by Davis, and he's going to get to the 26.
I go back one play to Aarons on that carry for the first down. That was a nice read by him. It looked like it was going to be a sweep to the left, and as he took it to the left and he got near the numbers on the left side, he could read that was kind of blocked up, and he just cut back to the right, back to the middle of the field, and was able to get the first down. So nice read of the play by Aarons.
Second down and 8 for RPI. They'll put the receivers all on the right side. Aarons is in the backfield next to Davis on the left. Aarons takes the handoff. He's going to the right. Flag out on the play, and as he cuts upfield and gets brought down to 25, this is probably a hold against RPI. There have not been a lot of penalties today.
Holding on the Engineers. You know, we never got to it because they got up to such a fast start, but when we were looking at the stats before the game, the one, Engineers off to a terrific start this year, but the one category where you thought, there's something to take a look at is the Engineers had piled up basically 7 penalties a game through the first 3 games. Went through the first half error-free tonight.
That's a -10. RPI gets backed up to the 36 of Dean. 4 wideout formation. Second down. Davis has trouble with the snap. He picks it up, and he's going to get caught for a loss there. He's going to lose 1 back to the 37.
I think that was supposed to be a handoff to Ming going left, but as you said, Davis trouble with the snap, dropped it, kind of just picked it up and tried to run for his life there. Got stopped behind the line.
Third down and 20-ish, 19 maybe. The to go on the scoreboard isn't working, so that's why I'm in a guessing game sometimes exactly where the marker is. Pass that is complete to Calcagni. He gets down to the 30-yard line on third down, and it'll be 4th down for RPI. 4th and about 12.
Andrew Calcagni, a senior, and if I'm correct, that's his first catch of the season.
He ran back punts last week. Walker Sutton didn't appear to me to be in the game. I don't recall him being in the
4th
game
and long, and they're going for it here, Kurt.
against WPI. Well,
To work on these plays, I suppose, right?
well, you're going to punt here? I mean, normal play, you wouldn't punt. Pass, that is intercepted by Dean. Picked off by the Bulldogs, and it's back to the Dean 38-yard line. And that was Esquivel Mendez with the interception for Dean. So the first turnover for RPI, the first drive that doesn't end in a score or literally a touchdown for RPI. With 9:11 to go here in the third quarter, RPI up 56-0. Dean gets the ball.
Yeah, Herman Esquivel Mendez on the interception. Not a great read there, thrown into coverage, double team, and Esquivel Mendez with the interception. First turnover of the game for the Engineers.
Dean starts out at their own 38, and Hammond in quarterback rolls to his left, throws, and his receiver was slid trying to catch the ball, and it goes incomplete. Cisneros is back in there?
Yes, Cisneros was
Okay, yes,
in, and
all
now
right.
he's out,
He's
and now
out.
Hammond's coming back in.
All right, yeah.
They've been at quarterback. As we mentioned, Andrew Cisco was their starter the first 3 games. We don't know his status. He's not been in tonight. He wasn't listed on the depth chart, perhaps injured in the last game. But they've been going with the number 2 and 3 quarterbacks all night.
So that was Cisneros on the run. Now Hammond is in there. Hammond throws, and it's off the receiver's hands, and it goes incomplete. That was Dyrese Smith, the intended receiver, around the 45-yard line. So Dean very quickly in a 3rd and long situation. They've spent a lot of time there in today's game. So a 3 wide receiver set for the Bulldogs. 3rd down. Hammond looks to throw, and he well overthrows his intended receiver. That wasn't even close.
Yeah, and give credit there to John Borkowski, who was playing cornerback on that play. The sophomore, 6 foot, 180 out of Fort Salaga, New York. He had complete coverage there, no way to get the ball to the receiver at all. It was well overthrown, not even close, and Dean will have to punt.
Jalen Smith was
own 38.
Yeah, I was going to say Jalen Smith was the intended receiver, but either he ran the wrong route or the quarterback thought he was running a different route.
He never got off the line that well because Borkowski was all over him, and he was trying to get separation, but he never did. And just a misfire.
The punt is away, and Calcagney back now returning punts. He's going to take it on a fair catch, and he'll have it at the 27 of RPI. We have 8:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter. RPI 56, Dean nothing.
And looks like we're going to have another RPI quarterback out there, Frankie Garbolino, number 7, a freshman, 6'3", out of North Brunswick, New Jersey, now getting a shot at QB.
Okay, that's the last guy on my cheat sheet. They'll hand off to a new running back who is not on my cheat sheet, and he's going to get caught after a gain of 2.
Yeah, that's another freshman that's in. That's Frank Ruda, wearing number 27. He's 5'9", 205, out of Hewlett, New York. His first carry of the season.
Where is Hewlett?
I was going to guess, but now I don't want to. I think I know, but I don't want to be wrong.
For some reason it sounds familiar, but I can't place it. Gain of 2 on that play. 2nd down and 8 for RPI. Garbolini hands off, and that's going to be a gain of maybe 2 out to the 31. That was Ruda on the run again.
Hewlett, New York, Nassau County, Long Island. I was going to blurt it out, and I thought, no, don't do that. So I'm double checking here. Yeah. Frank Ruda, his first carry of the season.
Well, now he's got 2. Third down and 6 for RPI at their own 31. Pass, that is incomplete. Incomplete, just beyond the 1st down marker, and not really an argument there from RPI.
And your hesitation was because the side judge took a long time in signaling it. Even from up here, it looked like it bounced into the receiver's arms, but it just took a while for the official to confirm that.
All right, so that was Grant, the intended receiver there.
So here we go, a punt for RPI.
So that should be Burke out there for the punt. Yes, that is Burke. He is going to punt it away. Liverman's going to let this bounce, and it'll be picked up by RPI right around the 34 of Dean. 7:19 to go here, 3rd quarter. RPI 56, Dean nothing.
Well, a chance for a lot of young players to get some experience here, some playing time for the Engineers. We've already seen 2 new quarterbacks, Garbolino and Davison, some new running backs, Aarons, Ruta. I expect to be, a game like this, that's the time to do it, right? Is to give a lot of young guys a chance to play, get some time. You don't want any of your starters hurt. So, and you don't actually get that opportunity too many times during the season to play it this way.
Slight delay. There was an injured Bulldog that they had to help off the field. And we are back to action now. 1st and 10 at the 34, and that pass goes incomplete as it is back to Cisneros at quarterback for Dean. Out of town scores. Union defeated Montclair State earlier today, 43-7. Rochester in double overtime defeated the University of New England 29-27. And St. Lawrence shut out Castleton 28-0. Of course, here RPI with the lead. Cisneros on second down goes to the right, takes it himself, and he's going to get bear hugged and brought out of bounds after a gain of maybe 1.
Hobart at RPI conference rival is also playing a night game tonight. I don't know if we have a further update on the score. Early in the first quarter, they were trailing Keystone College out of Pennsylvania 7-3.
Well, the update now is late in the second quarter. They're up 16-10.
Gotcha.
They were down 10-3 at one point. Third down and about 9 for Dean. Back at their own 34. Pass, that is complete to Mason, but he'll get stopped at the 39. And that's about 5 yards short of a first down. And
they might be.
No, it looks like
no,
the punt team is coming
out.
out.
Punt team now, yeah. At first, there was a hesitation, the quarterback looking over at the sideline, but now the punt team's coming out.
4th and 6 from the 38-yard line. Cagney back deep for the Engineers.
So Dean will be punting as they can't move it off the 38-yard line. We have a quick moving third quarter here. No scoring in this third quarter so far. This is the 4th possession. Each team's had the ball twice. Cal Cagney signals for a fair catch. He'll take it at the 23, and that's where RPI will take over. 5:45 to go here, third quarter. RPI 56, Dean nothing.
Fill you in with a few more upstate New York scores. We don't often get a chance to do this. Some familiar foes in the RPI's past you might recognize here. Brockport State, always a strong team out in Western New York. They defeated Lycoming 59-7. Utica College, playoff team last year, they defeated Curry 31-7.
RPI on first down. And that's going to be Ahrens going to the right, and he's going to get forced out of bounds at the line of scrimmage.
Alfred defeated Catholic University 9-6.
9-6.
9-6. Hartwick fell to Nichols 52-3. Morrisville State over Moravian 20-19. And have you seen the new turf at Morrisville State?
The black turf.
It's black. Yeah, the black turf at Morrisville. When they unveiled it, they had probably more ink than the program had gotten ever. You know, featured on various sports websites. I believe ESPN had a feature on it, at least on the website as well.
Second down and 9 for RPI. Ahrens takes the handoff, and he's going to get up ahead to the 29-yard line, and it'll set up a 3rd and 5. Yeah, good luck with that when it's 85 degrees out.
Right, exactly.
Lead us to the 29-yard line. 3rd down and
So
5.
3rd and 5 for RPI. 4:40 to go here in the third quarter. 56-0, RPI on top. And RPI, that's McCormick back in there at QB. He's going to pass, and that's complete along the sidelines to Zach LaFrance, and that'll be a first down at the 39-yard line. Clock running, 4:08 to go here, third quarter. RPI 56, Dean nothing. 1st and 10, RPI at their own 39. You still have McCormick in there? Yes, McCormick is the quarterback who's the running back now. And he's going to get caught, stopped at the line of scrimmage. That was Encarnacion. So the sun has basically gone down here in the east. We are under the lights at the East Campus Stadium. We were expecting, it must be raining because the umbrellas are out. It's
very
tough,
lightly.
Yeah, it's very tough for us to tell up here. It's not really showing up on the windows. 2nd down and 10, RPI. Big hole, this will be a first down as RPI moves it up ahead, and that is Ruda. on the carry, and he gets out to the 48, and it looks like he might have been hurt.
Yeah, it looked like his knee at the end there with the hit. He was trying to cut back one more time towards the middle of the field and might have taken a hit on the knee. Looks like his right side or shin areas where they're attending to. You know, the Engineers win this game, they'll be 4-0, and then they'll have a week off, Kurt, before they begin sort of the gauntlet of the conference schedule. And I say the gauntlet because they're playing Ithaca College right off the bat to open the conference schedule. Usually the game with Ithaca is much later in the season, sometimes around Halloween or so when it's the final race is taking shape. But this year they're going to square off 2 weeks from today at noon here at RPI. The Bombers, last year's conference champions, went to, I believe it was the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals. They, like the
Division
year
III.
before, RPI went to play North Central in the quarterfinals, and I was at the RPI North Central game, and I watched the Ithaca North Central game, and I remember at the end, I emailed Kevin Beatty, the RPI SID, and I said, I saw this game last year. It was basically the same exact game. I saw this game last year. The same basic result.
And we'll get to this right after this snap. Engineers lining it up. 1st and 10 at the 48 of Dean.
3 wide receiver formation. McCormick is in as the QB. Running back's going to go left, and who went in instead in place of Ruder? That is Aarons in there for RPI on the run. He gets down to about the 39. That's a gain of 9.
And what's notable about that matchup coming with Ithaca, you know, not only is it moved up from usually like around Halloween or so, it's the first conference game, and these are the 2 teams that in the coaches poll were predicted to finish 1 and 2 in the conference. Ithaca 1, RPI 2, although everyone kind of expecting it as usual to be sort of a 4-team race if you include Hobart and Union in there as well.
2nd down and 2, and that's a pitch forward. That's not going to get RPI what they wanted. Who do we have in there now?
I believe that was 23, Chris Ollie.
Yes, Ollie got basically as it was a throw forward, so it's a reception, but he ends up losing a yard back to the 41.
3rd down and 3.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 3 for RPI at the Dean 41. Minute and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter. RPI with a commanding lead, 56-0. McCormick drops back to throw, looking for a chunk and threw it to nobody essentially.
Well, it never reached the target, who was down along the 10-yard line because McCormick was under pressure and about to get hit as he threw it. So his intended receiver, who was Swanger, Gage Swanger, down around the 10, but the ball landed about the 22-yard line, well short because McCormick was under pressure.
Mondesir was actually the closest person to the ball, and even he wasn't close enough to try for an interception. So RPI to punt. Burke is out, kicks it away, bounces at the 11, inside the 5. RPI is going to down it around the 3. We've got 1:10 to go here, 3rd quarter. RPI 56, Dean 0, and Dean way back in their own territory.
You know, you mentioned North Central, and it's an opportunity here to look at the Division III scoreboard. And some of your stalwarts are up at the top again and winning big. Today, North Central out of Illinois, Mount Union out of Ohio, Wartburg out of Iowa. One stunner in the top 5, Hardin Simmons, a perennial power out of Texas, routed by Endicott College of Massachusetts, 37-10.
So Yancey showed me that during halftime, and I said, you need to double check that score. I want a second
Yeah,
look
is
at
that flip-flop? No, it's not. Endicott, who RPI played in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Run on 1st down for Dean. It gets them basically back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that. So who do we have carrying the ball? Waymeyer is back there for Dean at the running back position.
James Day.
We're under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter.
No gain, 2nd down and 10.
as Dean looks to the sidelines looking for this play. They do have to snap the ball. They can't run the clock out on the quarter. Second down, pass. That is complete out towards the 13. Maybe forward progress. Foster on the reception. Maybe forward progress gets him the first down. No. They're going to put him at the 12. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 for Dean. They don't have to run this play. And in fact, the 40-second clock should not be running right now.
12-yard line. 3rd down and 2.
As time is winding down in quarter number 3, it looks like they are not going to snap the ball. They will let the quarter expire. So after a lot of scoring in the first half, no scoring in the 3rd quarter, and it's still RPI 56, Dean nothing here at the East Campus Stadium.
We go to the 4th quarter. Dean still listed with just 1 first down on the night. That came midway, rather late in the 2nd quarter. And Bulldogs still with a negative in the rushing column, minus 5 yards rushing overall. Although they do have 42 yards passing for a total of 37 yards offense on the night. Engineers, of course, as you might expect, with the score so lopsided, dominating every category, they have 446 yards offense here tonight. They're averaging 7.5 yards per play.
So 15 minutes left to go here in Troy. This is WRPI Troy, bringing you Engineer football from the East Campus Stadium. Kurt Stutt, Yanis and Roy on the call for you tonight. 56-0, RPI on top. RPI scored on their first 8 possessions of the game. And that's the story of the game right there. Third down and 1. Pass that is complete to Mason. Mason's got the first down, crosses the 15. He's going to get forced down at the 18-yard line, but Jordan Mason picks up the second first down of the game for Dean, and we have an injured player.
Flag at the end of the play. So, flag came out after the whistle. At the pile up there on the far sideline near the 18 rather. Face mask.
Face mask against the defense, so Dean will get the first down and 15 yards added onto it.
Just the second first down of the ball game for the Bulldogs.
33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
So Dean gets out to the 33. I don't think Dean's gotten past the 40. Whistle on the snap. Oh, the yard markers weren't set. So that's, yes, that was the official stopping the play. The yard markers were not set on the far side, so they can't snap the ball. Now, I'm looking, and I don't know if they've, I only record the end of drives, so I don't know if they passed the 40 and moved back in one of those drives, but they certainly, I don't think, have crossed the 50, have they? No. Okay, Cisneros, nope, that's, the quarterback's under pressure. That's Cisneros, that is Cisneros, and he's going to run, and he's going to get out to the 44-yard line for a first down.
And that is the deepest drive of this ball game for Dean. They have not crossed the 50.
44-yard line, 1st and 10, Dean.
Again, I'll say, we mentioned this in the first half, they just seem to be a little bit more lively offense with Cisneros in there than Hammond. A little fleeter of foot, a little quicker decision maker. And he's got them moving a little bit better.
1st and 10 at the 44. Cisneros puts this one up, and the only person there was an RPI defensive back. Nobody was there for Dean. It goes incomplete around the RPI 20-yard line.
Some sort of miscommunication for Dean because they had 2 receivers on the far right, both running along the numbers and then cutting in. And the quarterback threw it to the sideline as if one of them was supposed to cut out, but both of them cut in. So you had 2 receivers bunched up near the hash mark and nobody near the sideline.
So the ball's at the 44 for a 2nd and 10 for Dean. 56-0, RPI on top. And Cisneros hands off. This will get nothing. RPI's defensive front will not allow the runner to get beyond the line of scrimmage. That is James Day on the carry for Bulldogs, and that'll be a 3rd down and 10 now for Dean.
Well, their best chance to get across the 50 right here.
Third down and 10 at the 44. 4 wide out formation. Cisneros is looking along the sideline for Mason. Does he have it? No. Not able to hold on. It goes incomplete, and it'll be 4th down for Dean.
Victory Abraham, number 1 on the coverage, and he broke up that pass. He was running with his back to the quarterback. Mason was trying to look the ball in, and the ball got there, but Abraham's hand was kind of between the receivers, more or less face mask, and the ball, and broke it up. So good coverage to stop this drive.
So 4th down, and the punt team comes out for Dean. Fonseca gets the snap, kicks it away. Kyle Cagney lets it bounce. He's not going to go after this, and it'll be downed right around the 21 of RPI. We have 12:51 to go in today, 12:50 to go in today's game. 56-0, RPI leads.
RPI takes over 1st and 10. If you're looking to take a cruise or an all-inclusive vacation, maybe you want to get away for a day or 2. Yankee Trails is the Capital Region's premier agency and motor
Looks
coach
like we're
tour
going to have
provider.
Anthony DiMatteo,
Specializes in group
15,
travel, and Yankee Trails
out at
is
quarterback for the
also
Engineers to start
all
the
your group
series.
transportation needs.
DiMatteo played earlier, back in the first quarter. He was in at the very end of the first half, I should have said. He was in at the end of the first half. Aarons takes the ball, runs to the left, and he gets out to the 26. Now is the time for some ground game here.
All carried by 29.
The time on the clock is the time left to play.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd down and 5.
Hobart late in the second quarter has made it a 23-10 lead. A 13-point lead over Keystone. Second and 5. Aaron's on the carry again, up the middle, and he's got a 1st down out to the 35-yard line. So that Dean defense, Austin Roy, Journey Price, Noah Pearson, and Joe Penton are the line up front. The linebackers are Kai Reeves, Kevin Smith, and Des Diaz. And the defensive backs are, I'm going to get this right, Darren Apia, Andrew Liverman, Brandon Lane, and Dree Kidd.
Aarons is getting a lot of time at running back. He's doing a good job here in the second half. He's had 8 carries for 43 yards, so that's a 5.5 a carry. His first extensive playing time of the year. Also, Frank Ruda, he had 3 carries for 17 before leaving with what hopefully he's just shaken up, but he was a possible knee injury at the end of his last run.
1st and 10, RPI at their own 36. Up 56-0, 11:40 to go. 3 wide out formation. Aarons takes the ball, goes left, starts to drive up along the sidelines, and he is out around the 40. That's a gain of 4. So RPI, ball on the ground, keep it moving.
2nd down and 6.
Three wide out formation. As DiMatteo hands it off. And it's a straight ahead run and getting some free space. And it's a new running back. This will be down to the 42 of Dean. And that was Encarnacion. No, that was Encarnacion.
Bulldogs 42-yard line, 1st and 10.
So he's not new, he's been in the game before. A change in running back, I should have said. So RPI down to the 42 of Dean, as we've got under 10.5 to play in today's game, and RPI leading 56-0. Handoff goes to Encarnacion this time, and a nice open field tackle there by Pearson, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Encarnacion now 4 carries for 21 yards in the ball game.
Tackle by 99 Pearson. Second down and 10.
Second and 10 for RPI at the 42, taking as much time as possible between plays. Three wide out formation. DiMatteo is going to pass, and it's incomplete. Lederman was the intended receiver at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard behind, but couldn't make the connection, and it's incomplete on
Yeah, had it, trying to set up a screen on that left side. He had it on his hands. I don't know if it just led him a little too far or looked up a little too early, but the play just didn't quite take off.
Most of the starters are out for RPI's offense, if not all at this point. Third down, DiMatteo pass, that is complete right near the marker. That was to,
I believe it was Dalton Grant, a
Grant,
freshman.
yes.
6'2" out of Rock Hill, Connecticut. His first catch. A nice route. He was down by the numbers. Ran about 10 in his turn and come back to the quarterback.
And it's a
Makes
first
the catch
down.
for the first down at the 32.
So Grant gets the reception, RPI a first down. 9:10 to go here in the game. RPI up 56-0. And Encarnacion will take the carry, and he's going to get to the 25. Yep, he'll be just inside the 25-yard line.
Well, and just to show you, I decided to count it up there with Grant making that catch. 14 different RPI players have receptions in this game.
How many completed passes are there?
Well, now you're going to make me scroll up again. Total, I don't think they've been updated. The last count was
Ballpark it.
15. It's got to be up to 16 or 17 now. The thing is like almost nobody has. Everybody has one catch except for Faraday and McGoey. Each have 2. Everybody else has one catch.
Aaron's on the run on second down and short, gets about a yard.
So I believe that's 16 out of 24 if those numbers get updated. And with passing, 16 completions to 14 different receivers.
So RPI now looking at a 3rd and 1 at the 23 of Dean. 8 minutes to go in today's game. Three wide out formation for RPI. Nope, now it's going to be a 4 wide out formation. DiMatteo is in the backfield alone. Now he's going to run straight ahead, and his forward progress has got him the first down. He at least got to the 21 before he started getting pushed around by the pile. So that'll be a first down for RPI as we're nearing the halfway point of this 4th quarter.
99 Pearson on the tackle. Gain is to the
So the chains move in a game that has been effectively over for quite some time. RPI leading here 56-0.
11 different players now have carries for the Engineers as well. Just 14 different guys with receptions, 11 different players with carries.
First and 10 for the Engineers. Encarnacion goes to the right, starts to cut it upfield, and is stopped at the 14.
There's Liverman, cornerback, with a nice open field tackle. Shrugged off a blocker and made a tackle, like an ankle tackle at the 14 of Encarnacion. It's been a long night for the Bulldogs, but their defensive backs have been doing yeoman's work there. Lane, Liverman, leading the Bulldogs in tackles, and they've been busy all night.
They have not stopped playing. I almost called him Encarnacion Strand because that's the Cincinnati Reds player. And as I've been calling him this game, I've been wondering where's the rest of his name. Aarons takes the handoff, avoids one tackle, 15, goes to the far sideline, and he's going to get brought down near the marker. I think he's going to have a first down at the 11.
And for those of you who don't know, Kurt is a diehard Cincinnati Reds fan, so of course that would be the team that would occur to him.
Yes. Reds have a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the second.
It's going to be a terrific little stretch run the last week.
Yeah.
9 days here, 8 days counting tomorrow. See who makes that final wild card in the National League and the American League. Really, it's a terrific race in either league right now.
1st and 10, RPI at the 11. Aarons takes the handoff, 10, and he gets down to the 5. I'm not sure exactly what happened. It looked like he was just trying to make a move, went in the air, and then it was like, oh, he's not going to come down straight up. He's going to come down at an angle and hit the ground. If he had come down straight up, he might have gotten in for the touchdown.
Well, he's almost as if he was trying to hurdle someone who was coming in at about knee level. We were a little bit shielded by the action in the middle of the scrum there, but it looked like he almost tried to overstep someone.
A reminder, tomorrow afternoon, RPI women's
down at the 5-yard line. We have a timeout here.
I think Dean took a timeout.
Support your engineers.
They're down to 2 on the scoreboard, so I think they took a timeout here on defense. We've got 5:12 to go in today's game. 56-0, RPI with the lead. And RPI is down at the 5-yard line.
And again, to mention, Engineers have next week off and then return here for a huge game in conference play against the Ithaca Bombers. Last year's conference champion, this year's preseason favorite. RPI picked number 2 in the conference. These two teams, typically it's been like the second to last game of the regular season, somewhere around Halloween or so. And it's moved up this year to be the first game of the season, and that's
well for RPI.
Vital, right. First,
Ithaca plays next week.
Right. But vitally important for both teams, and it's going to be huge in terms of setting sort of the course for the conference race as the Engineers move forward. 2nd
and goal from the 5. Aarons gets the carry, and he is in. Aarons goes in from 5 out, and RPI has a 62-0 lead.
Well, it's been quite a second half here for Joshua Aarons, the running back out of Fort Edward, New York. He's a sophomore, 5'8", 190. Went to South Glens Falls High School. He's getting a lot of time here in the second half. See if we got an update on his numbers here.
RPI for the extra point. They had to send the man out. They miscounted, only had 10 out there.
He now has, Aarons has 13 carries for 62 yards here. Really fine effort in the second half. He's getting a lot of time. Engineers with a huge lead.
Elstein's kick is up and good. It is now 63-0 RPI with 5:07 to go. This is still not in the top 5 for most points scored for an RPI football team.
And what would that be?
77, actually, against St. Stephen's in 1909. Something more recent, 69 against Worcester State in 1995. That was an ECAC bowl played at Harkness Field. As I'm pointing to Yancey, and the rest of you can't see that. That is actually behind us where we here are at East Campus Stadium. In 1906, they beat Albany Business School, which I don't know what that is now. Didn't Albany Business School survive into the 90s at least?
I don't know. I don't know what the history of
it was not. It's not Albany, SUNY Albany. It's not that. 68-0 in 1906. They defeated Brooklyn, who used to have a football team during the war, the second one, big one. In 1943, 68-0, and then Siena in 1987, they beat them 65-7. So those are the top 5 for RPI. 63 does not cut it. Dean gets the ball at the 2-yard line. They're going to to the 5. Flag comes out, and the player is smothered at the 8. So the return man got smothered at the 8. Flag against Dean, and that's going to go back to the 4.
It's going to be a block in the back. It was clear as day. Happened right in front of the referee at about the 6-yard line. Dean will be way back inside the 5 to start this possession.
So they're going to say it was at the 6-yard line, so the ball's going to go down to the 3.
Penalty
And that's where Dean College will start out this drive. First and 10 for Dean on the ground, and that is Waymeyer. He's going to get stopped at about the 5. So time is ticking away on this game as we're down to 4:45 to play in the fourth quarter. RPI with a 63-0 lead. So RPI with a second and, no, not RPI, Dean, pardon me, with a second and about 8. Yeah, they're at the 5-yard line. Pass that is complete to Mason. Mason gets out into the open. Mason's to the 35, to the 40, and he's going to get cut from behind in RPI territory. And that's the first time today that Dean is going to be on RPI side of the field.
He got behind the secondary, made the catch, and then it was just sort of a foot race. Had a chance to break it, but the Engineers did catch up with him there on the other side of the 50. I believe that might have been Tanner Malone, 16, who eventually came up with the tackle down at the RPI 41. First time all night that and it wasn't Tanner Malone. First time the Bulldogs have been across midfield all day, all night.
So first and 10 for Dean at the RPI 41, looking to break the shutout here. And Cisneros going to throw downfield, and he didn't find anybody on that.
Well, he had a man open at the 24, but he just sailed that one like 10 yards over the head of the intended receiver, who is Lance Stuck, who's the wide receiver cutting across from right to left, and was open with nobody around him, but Cisneros just maybe lost the handle or something on that because it flew a good 10 yards over the receiver's head.
This will be second down and 10 at the 41. 3:43 to go in today's game. Cisneros in the flat looking for Waymeyer, and that goes through his hands and it's incomplete.
Yeah, that screen was set up on the right side nicely for the Bulldogs, and kind of Cisneros delivered it a little too quickly, or Waymeyer wasn't looking soon enough. It bounced off his hands. He was set up with a couple of blockers there on the right side. It could have developed for the Bulldogs.
So third down and 10 at the 41-yard line for Dean. Cisneros wants to throw. He's under pressure. He's rolling to his right. Gets away from one man. He's to the 40, to the 35. He's going to get knocked out of bounds. Short of the first down? Yes, he is between the 32 and the 33, and he had to get to the 31. They'll put him right on the 32. So it'll be
nice run out of trouble there for Cisneros.
Yeah. Injured player for Dean College, and we will get a stoppage of play with 3:32 to go in today's game. RPI leading 63-0.
And we should mention that Cisneros has the 2 longest runs of the day, both of them on scrambles when a play broke down and he just scrambled out of the pocket and ran for it. He had an 11-yard carry earlier, and that one goes for 9. Those qualify as the 2 best running plays for the Bulldogs tonight.
You know, for the Bulldogs, this went south in the second play from scrimmage.
Yeah, if you weren't here, a botch snap to the quarterback in shotgun position. Fumble, RPI recovers, marches right in for the touchdown. Second possession, RPI interception, march right down, touchdown. 14-0 right off the bat. Engineers scored on touchdowns on all 8 possessions they had in the first half.
Third down and a little over 2. Waymeyer gets the carry, and he's got the first down. Waymeyer will be stopped at the RPI 27 with 3:13 to go in today's game, and RPI up 63-0. Dean trying to get some points on the board. Yeah, so an unforced error on their first possession gave RPI the ball in the red zone, touchdown. Second possession, interception. RPI drives in, and suddenly a game where Dean didn't have a lot of margin for error, made 2 errors very early in the game and put them down 2 scores. Cisneros throws, nope, incomplete. Incomplete. Looking for Haynes at about the 25 and got knocked away by the defender.
Yeah, Jack Shoemaker among others there. Double coverage is not a great decision to throw there into double coverage. Lucky for Dean that one was not intercepted.
Second down and 10.
So the ball's at the 27 for a 2nd and 10. Four wide receiver formation. Cisneros is going to go far sideline, and that's broken up. Yeah, that's incomplete on the far side.
That was like a timing play where he's just hoping for the receiver to break free of the quarterback, but it never, because he just dropped back short and heaved it up there along the sideline, hoping he could run under it. But it never got separation on the far sideline. That just never developed whatsoever.
Third down and 10 at the 27 for Dean. 2:41 to go in today's game. And Cisneros gets hit, gets away from it. Cisneros is moving along the 30-yard line, gets free, going straight ahead, and he's going to be down at about the 21, maybe the 22, and that'll set up a 4th down play for Dean.
Again, for what it's worth, Cisneros showing some mobility and able to get away, trying to make something out of nothing, scrambling for some positive yards there.
So they're going to try a field goal to break the shutout.
Yep.
That's Griffin Sullivan in.
It's going to be about a 39-yarder.
Jordan Mason on the hold.
A left-footed kicker lining up. He's on the far sideline.
So he's on the right hash as a left-footed kicker. He's kicking away from his body. And there's a flag. Time ran out. Did they call a timeout first?
The coach was on the sideline trying to signal it. Did he do it in time?
Yeah,
yes.
he did it in
gave
time.
him the timeout, yeah.
So they called a timeout before the play clock expired. 1:48 to go here in the 4th quarter. Dean College lining up for a field goal, looking to break the shutout as they trail 63-0. Not a lot of left-footed kickers. So the ball will be at the 29. This is a 39-yard attempt.
Number 17, Griffin Sullivan, to attempt the field goal.
Okay, back to action. Mason is the holder. Sullivan on to try the kick. Snap. The spot's down. The kick is... Well, I thought it was blocked, but it doesn't make it. It's short.
It was low.
Was it tipped?
I don't know if it was tipped or not. It was low, and it just got over the line of scrimmage, and it ends up kind of going under.
Yeah, it wasn't high enough.
Under the crossbar. And the score remains 63-0, RPI over Dean College. 1:42 to go in the ballgame now.
So RPI, this is their 13th possession. Up 63-0. Starting at their own 22.
And so that means this will be their 2nd straight shutout.
Well, things could, they could fumble the snap and Dean picks it up and runs it in. It's, as long as they're running plays, which they are going to do right now, the opportunity exists for something to go wrong. And Encarnacion takes the handoff on 1st down, and that's Davis back in there at quarterback, and he's going to make it up to the 27. So the clock is running, 1.5 to go in today's game. RPI with a 63-point lead.
If they're able to run out the last minute and a half without giving up the score, it'll be the 2nd straight shutout. And it'll be 9 straight quarters without surrendering a point.
RPI did not let WPI in the red zone last week. A game for which the scoring was a little odd last week. The defense earned the shutout. They did not let WPI get near the goal line. RPI keeps it on the ground on that 2nd down play, and they'll get out to the 29. So it's going to be third down.
Gain is to
The play clock is about 15 seconds ahead of the game clock, so one more snap should do it for everybody here in Troy.
third down and 3.
RPI goes into the victory formation. Under 40 seconds left on the game clock. So this should be the last snap. RPI takes a knee. Davis drops back, takes a knee, and that's going to be it. 15 seconds left to make this official, but the teams are going to move into line and go to shake hands, as it's going to be a 63-0 win, RPI over Dean here at the East Campus Stadium. And for all your numbers viewers, people interested in number stats, this is the 4th largest margin of victory for RPI in a football game. As I mentioned before, they beat St. Stephen's in 1909 by 77, Albany Business in 1906 by 68, Brooklyn in 1943 by 68, and now this game, the 63-point victory is 4th in the largest margin of victory. The most recent large margin was 1995 when RPI beat Siena 59-0.
The engineers, thank
That was
you
the most recent score like this one.
Well, it was a rout from the get-go. If you missed the start, Dean got the opening kick, and on the second play, a botched exchange, shotgun formation, resulted in a fumble. RPI recovered, marched right in for a 7-0 lead. Second possession, Dean misfires on an interception. RPI marches at 54 yards, is up 14-0, and the route was really on then and there. Engineers, 8 possessions in the first half, 8 touchdowns. Dean had just 1 first down in the early going. It ended up with 6 on the night, but 5 of those in the fourth quarter. Dean got across the 50-yard line only once tonight, and that was rather late in the game when all the backups were in. It's just a total dominance by RPI, winning it here 63-0. Undefeated, second straight shutout. They get a week off, and then a major game coming up right here in Troy against Ithaca College. First conference game for the Engineers. It'll be the battle of the teams that were in the preseason picked to finish 1 and 2, Ithaca and then RPI, in the coaches poll. And so a huge game coming up in 2 weeks. So a nice, I have to say, easy route here tonight, and then a week off to rest up for that big game.
Yeah, and this, if you're an RPI fan, this is like the flip side of the North Central game in the NCAA's 2 years ago. RPI, in that game, it's not exactly the same. RPI, North Central scored on the first drive, and then RPI has a miscue on the kickoff return. Gives North Central the ball deep. North Central scores to make it 14-0, and at that point the game was...
A route was on.
Yeah, the route was on. That's the only way to put it. You're down 14-0. Your offense hasn't moved the ball. I mean, RPI at that point was down 14-0, and the offense hadn't touched the ball. So now they go in 14-0 down. They've got to do something. They don't. Boom! It's 21-0, and now it's getting worse. That was a similar game here. Dean miscues on their first possession, gives RPI great field position. They score. Dean interception, second possession. RPI gets it near midfield. They score, and now the Dean offense goes out for their third possession. They're down by 2 scores in a game, as I said when RPI played North Central, not a large margin of error. Not a lot. You know, you're up against a very good team. Your margin of error is very small, and you may have just lost it already by the mistakes that you made early in the game. And Dean never really recovered in this one, and RPI dominated the score. It's 63-0 stands for itself. There's no great analysis that goes into a 63-0 game other than the score reflects what happened on the field. So with that, I will just run down the scoring for you to let you know how this one went. RPI first quarter after the fumble, Buckley with a 4-yard run makes it, with Elstein's kick, make it 7-0 with 13-19 to go in the first quarter. Then 7:09 to go in the first quarter after the interception. White with a 4-yard run, Elstein's kick makes it 14-0. And then 1:56 to go in the first quarter, Ming with a 2-yard run, Elstein's kick makes it 21-0. That was the score after the first quarter. Second quarter, RPI put up 5 touchdowns. White with a 1-yard run with 13:39 to go in the first half, Elstein's kick 28-0. Kazagnowski hit Meissner with a 67-yard pass with 11:20 to go in the first half. Elstein's kick made it 35-0. Buckley with a 52-yard run with 8:38 to go in the first half. Elstein's kick made it 42-0. McCormick with a 14-yard run with 2:25 to go in the first half. Elstein's kick made it 49-0. And then DiMatteo with a 1-yard run as time expired in the first half. Elstein's kick made it RPI 56-0. That was the score at the half. No scoring in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, 5:07 to go. Ahrens with a 5-yard run. Elstein's kick made it 63-0, and that would be the final here in Troy. RPI improves to 4-0 on the season. Dean falls to 1-3 on the season. It was the first meeting between the two schools, so I don't know if he threw that in before, but it is the first meeting between these two schools. With that, RPI, pardon me, I mentioned where the records were. Next Friday, Dean is back in action at 6 o'clock. They are at Husson. And for RPI, they are off next week. The following Saturday, that's October 7th, they are home against Ithaca, their first conference game. That is a noon start against the Bombers here at the East Campus Stadium. Your RPI engineers, offensive, defensive engineers of the game.
You know, you could almost pick the entire offense, the entire defense. Everybody, it seemed like everybody had a great night tonight, right? So for offense, we'll go with Caden White because he led them in rushing yards with 10 carries for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 2 along with Buckley there. And on defense, again, had a tremendous night. You could pick out a whole host of engineers. But we'll go with Anthony D'Agostino, the linebacker. He tied for the team lead in tackles with 6. He had the most solo tackles with 4. He seemed to be in the backfield most of the night. And so he is your RPI defensive player of the game, Anthony D'Agostino.
And that is going to do it for us here from the East Campus Stadium. Before we head out, we would like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of engineer football, hockey, and baseball. Also, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org, and you can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as we're sending something out over the airwaves. We'll provide it for you on that feed. That is WRPI.org. We'd like to thank Itzel back at the station for making sure we got out over the airwaves to you to bring you this game. And also a 25-year thank you to Kevin Beatty, the Sports Information Director here at RPI. This is his last football game. He is moving on to other opportunities, going out with a win here at the East Campus Stadium. He still has he showed us his checklist from when he started 25 years ago at RPI, what to do during a football game. He still has his handwritten checklist, which he said, I guess I could throw that away now after today's game. So thank you, Kevin, for the good times that we've had here at RPI over the 25 years. Yancey Roy was to my right. My name is Kurt Stutt. We would like to thank you for listening to today's game. The final score here at the East Campus Stadium in non-conference football, last non-conference game of the year for RPI, unless they hit the playoffs, it was RPI 63 and Dean nothing. And you've been listening to live coverage of Engineer football on 91.5 FM, WRPI, Troy.